and really part of Western North Carolina as my family and I moved here just over 2.5 years ago. Did not imagine this day would come back then. There's been a lot of work that's gone in by a whole heck of a lot of people, and you'll hear from some of them today. I want to share a few housekeeping announcements with you so you have a sense of what's going on here on the site in case you encounter any difficulty while you're here for the program. First and foremost, we do have water in multiple locations. If you get thirsty, if you need a water at any point, we do have a cooler over here to my left, your right, under the tent. We have another one out by the bus exit that you came in at. I'll note that if you find yourself needing any kind of attention, we do have EMS from Burke County here on site, as well as a number of law enforcement agencies. And so all you need to do is make yourself known to them. If you can step out, please do so. If you can't, just alert someone and we will come over to you immediately. We do have comfortable weather today. We are very blessed on June 21st to have weather like this in Morganton, so somebody's doing something right around here. We do have restrooms on the site as well, courtesy of our friends at Barnhill Contracting, and so they are just behind the rendering off to your right. This is a reminder to please silence your telephones. If you have that phone with that ringer my dad uses, please get that thing turned down, okay? The program is being recorded today so we can share it with anyone in the world who couldn't be with us, and we hope that it will not be interrupted by any of my dad's cell phone rings. We will have the shuttles available outside the site, precisely where you got off upon arrival. If you have an emergency come up and you need to get back to your vehicle, please do exit as quietly as you can through the back of the gate, and then a shuttle will take you back to your car at Western Piedmont Community College. The last piece I want to note before we get underway is that, our NCSSM Morganton team is 2 full-time individuals and 2 temporary employees. We have a remarkably committed group of 4, but we have an even more committed group who support us from the Durham campus that it numbers more than 225 individuals, many of whom are here today. We cannot do this on our own, whether you consider us a group of 4 or a group of 230. And the only way we pulled off this event and the only way we've gotten this far is because of the incredible hospitality, kindness, and support of our partners throughout this region. In your program, you will note that we have called out on the inside cover a specific set of those individuals who've gone way beyond the call of duty as we prepared for today's groundbreaking event. We are infinitely appreciative to Barnhill Contracting Company. I think I became the on-site superintendent for the last few days, which is equal parts terrifying and exciting for me. And so they know that they have gone above and beyond to prepare this site to make it safe for you because it is an active construction site, and also to be prepared to not lose any of our important schedule time for this project as a result of this event. So our thanks go to them. We have multiple law enforcement agencies involved, the City of Morganton's Public Safety Division, Burke County EMS, Broughton Police Force. I'm sure you've interacted with a number of them as you've traveled around the community today. They deserve our great appreciation as well. Certainly Greenway Shuttles, the City of Morganton, and Burke County have all stepped up with their massive infrastructure. I was out here yesterday hoping this tent would get put up. And the City of Morganton's Recreation Department was here putting out staging and putting up these fans that are keeping us cool, stapling on this table skirt here around the stage. These folks are not getting paid to do this, I promise you. They have come on their own time to help us out because of how important this is to our community and our region. And so we thank them. We thank Pepsi for the cold water today, and we thank our friends at WCI out in Nashville for printing this program for us, as well as the materials we'll have for you upon departure. You will see John Payne out here taking pictures. He's doing that out of the kindness of his heart. The trolley's been running thanks to our friends at Burke County Tourism Development Authority. And certainly none of us would have had a place to park or a place to put our things if not for Western Piedmont Community College. That's where I've called home the last 2 years, and they've done a tremendous job offering us sanctuary in their campus, and today offering us major event parking. So can we give all of our friends around the region a big hand of applause? So at this time, I'm going to ask those who can stand to please do so, and I'm going to invite Grace Dye from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and Isaiah Hamilton from Camden, North Carolina, to join me up on the stage. Grace and Isaiah represent the graduating class of 2020 from NCSSM, and they are our Student Government Association leaders going into the new year. They will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. They got a long walk, so give them 1 sec to get up here.
Thank you. Now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you both very much. At this time, we want to invite Caleb Owolabi to the podium. Caleb is a great friend of the school, an alumni of the school, and has a great story to tell you about his involvement and passion for this project. And I think he is representative of many, many, many alumni of the school who are across the state and around the world today. Caleb?
Thank you. Everybody, Kevin Baxter. He is the star of my web series, Road to Morganton, and he's been an amazing talent. I mean, I tell you, every interview, I tell him he's like a one-take wonder. It only takes one take, and we got exactly what we need. So thank you, Kevin. I'm really privileged to be a part of the NCSSM legacy. For those of you who don't know, I'm the third to attend the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics. My oldest brother was class of '05, and my brother under there was class of '07, and myself, class of 2011. And I remember when I was younger, when we would visit my brother on extended weekends, I would go into his dorm and meet some of the students, and they had such interesting ideas and ingenuity, and I was like, I have to be here when I'm in high school, and I have to apply. Well, you know, that dream for more folks to apply here has come true. I mean, more people in the West will be able to apply and be a part of the NCSSM legacy. And you all as well, as you tune in to the Road to Morganton. And the Road to Morganton is essentially a docuseries about the inception of the school, from the ideas, you know, in the meeting rooms to the actual build out of the campus, as you can see here. So it is my honor and it's my pleasure to be part of the legacy and to be able to be producing the Road to Morganton, and of course to be working with one of the best media companies in Asheville, Mountain Hare Media. And so we have A.D. Ways, who some of you may know, and Kitty Savage. And so, you know, we've been working together on this, and it's been a really great time, and you couldn't have asked for better weather. So hopefully some of you will join us at the next the reception after. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Caleb. We're over 50,000 views of the Road to Morganton so far, and we've just started telling the story. So please tune in and let us know if we can help shine a light on the ways you may intersect with this campus and this institution in the years ahead. At this time, I'd like to introduce a very important person, as my review has not happened yet this year. This is my boss and our Chancellor of the School of Science and Math, Chancellor Todd Roberts.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Caleb. I remember the first conversations with Caleb. He came up to us and said, you know, let me do this. We were like, sure, why not? And what an amazing series he's put together. And if you haven't watched any of the series Road to Morganton, I encourage you to do that. It's documenting this from start to finish when we open a couple of years from now, and it's going to be a great history of the institution. Well, I want to, again, welcome you to the official groundbreaking ceremony here for NCSSM Morganton. What a momentous day this is for not only NCSSM and the Unifor region in western North Carolina, but the state as a whole. Not every day that we open a new campus of the university system in North Carolina, and so I think we need to recognize the symbolic and important nature of this event for our state as a whole. This event does not just happen. So Kevin gave some thanks to the many folks who've been involved in helping to make today possible. And I want to call out a couple people in particular. And those are Kevin Baxter, who you just saw, and Dana Schillinglaw. Dana is the second employee of NCSSM Morganton and was really the heart and soul of this event today. And so Dana, raise your hand if you're anywhere here. So if you see Dana, give her a big thank you. And we're really grateful for the many partners along this journey for our institution. And you're probably wondering about this unique podium that I'm standing behind here today. So let me tell you a little bit about this. It signifies the special bond between NCSSM and the North Carolina School for the Deaf. This is a teletypewriter, or TTY machine, and this was uncovered by some of our team here in Joyner Hall, which is just over there. This teletypewriter was invented by a deaf scientist in the 1960s and allowed deaf and hard of hearing people to call each other directly for the first time. So as we look back at this technology that transformed so many lives so long ago, we look ahead to a new chapter of innovation and collaboration between our two institutions as we break ground on a historic NCSSM campus that used to be part of the North Carolina School for the Deaf campus. What an amazing podium this makes, and really symbolic of the binds between our institution and the School for the Deaf. So thank you for Kevin and the team here and the city for helping to put this thing together. This thing weighs about 1,000 pounds, so the flags may blow over, but this thing will not, I can assure you. So we are also honored to share this beautiful site with not only our neighbors at the North Carolina School for the Deaf, but Western Piedmont Community College. And as Kevin indicated, the president of Western Piedmont, Michael Helmick, was involved in the very first conversations that we had about the possibility of this campus back in 2013. And so Dr. Helmick and his team have not only put up Kevin for 2 years over there, so God bless you, Michael, for that, and it has given us that opportunity to be here on site for that. But he has been a tremendous, tremendous partner, and the school, Western Piedmont, has as well. So it took vision in the late 70s to imagine that an abandoned hospital in Durham would grow into a home for a new and cutting-edge model of STEM education. If you could have imagined that just a few decades later, NCSSM would be the model institution for designing and delivering innovative courses, academic enrichment experiences, and professional development for educators across our state and our globe. Over the years, thousands of alumni have been inspired by their time at NCSSM, whether it be through the residential program in Durham, our online program, or summer experiences across the state. As we approach NCSSM's 40th anniversary, hard to believe, 40th anniversary, there's never been a better time to double down on our mission to ignite innovation and cultivate the community that will transform even more of North Carolina's students. So today we're making history once again as we break ground on this beautiful, quiet, bucolic 62-acre parcel of land overlooking the South Mountains in western North Carolina. NCSSM is extending our world-renowned academic programs to Morganton as we expand our enrollment to serve an additional 300+ students here on this campus from across North Carolina beginning in August of 2021. NCSSM will be the first program of its kind anywhere in the world with 2 physical locations, one urban and one rural. So not only were we the first school of our kind in the United States in 1980, we're again breaking new ground, literally and figuratively, as we open a second campus here in Morganton. So providing NCSSM an opportunity to expand on this campus here in Morganton takes leadership by those at the state level, the UNC system level, the institutional level, and leaders in this community and region, and the many donors who are making NCSSM Morganton a reality. Many of these leaders and supporters are here today, and I'd like to just recognize a few of these folks who've been here and have championed this project. And you'll be able to hear from some of them in just a little while. But we have Lieutenant Governor Dan Forrest, who's here with us, who's been a champion of this project and NCSSM for a number of years. We have members of the General Assembly who are here with us today in these first 2 rows. And in particular, I'd like to recognize Representative Hugh Blackwell, Senator Warren Daniel, and Senator Andy Wells, who have championed this project for many years now here in the local region. Thank you all for your tremendous support of this project in NCSSM. We have representatives from the governor's office here today in the economic development wing of the governor's office, for which I believe this project is a real catalyst for this part of the state. And they've been very supportive of helping us think about how we go beyond just educating students in North Carolina, but catalyzing economic development in Western North Carolina. We also have members of the UNC Board of Governors here, Phil Byers, and our Assistant President, Bill Roper, who is here with us and has been a great champion of this project since he began in his role. We also have a number of members of NCSSM's Board of Trustees who are with us here today, our Foundation Board of Directors, Alumni Association Board of Directors, and Parent Association Executive Committee. We also have many, many alumni in attendance here, and I hope that after this is over, if you bump into one of our alumni, you'll be able to ask them about their NCSSM experience. We have alumni here representing 30 of our 38 graduating classes. And as Kevin alluded to, I think that just shows the tremendous support and the way that our alumni feel about the experience at NCSSM that they had and their support for the institution. We also have parents of current and former students in attendance, current NCSSM students in attendance, and many, many of the partners that Kevin alluded to that have been so tremendous in their support of this project. Local, county, and governmental boards, economic development authorities, members of the chambers of commerce in the area, partners in K-12 and higher education system, including many of the partners in the UNC system who have so warmly embraced this project and offered to support and help. Business and industry who've enthusiastically served as champion and investors. I've said this many times before, and I truly, truly mean this, and that's why I probably keep repeating it, that in my 25 years of doing this kind of thing, I've never been involved in a project like this project that has had such broad-based and widespread support from all of the members of the community, working together, collaborating to help us, asking what can we do to help you be successful in this project. And so these conversations began in 2013, and many of those people that were in those conversations are here today and have continued to support us. I gave an example of the fact that we have a number of donors here who are investing in this project, and I think this project is a great example of a public and private partnership. As we build this project, the state has been a tremendous supporter through the Connect NC bond and beyond, and we had a $10 million gap between what we needed to what we had and what we needed to have to build the campus. And so we've had a number of supporters that have stepped up, individuals and corporations and foundations. And I'd like to just recognize a couple here today, and you'll hear about others as the program goes forward. But the Golden Leaf Foundation has recently provided a $465,000 gift to this campus and this project to support the fiber infrastructure of the campus. Not only to support that for our campus, but to help broaden that connectivity across this whole 800 acres and hopefully lay the foundation literally for economic development to come on this. And so we want to thank the Golden Leaf Foundation and Randy Eisenhower, who's the chairman of the Golden Leaf Foundation board, who is here today. So thank you so much for your support. Also, the Burroughs Welcome Fund has recently given us a $250,000 gift to support student research and innovation on this campus, much as they have done through an endowment on the Durham campus. And so we have with us today Dr. Sam Houston of BWF here. So thank you so much for your support for this campus. And a little closer to home, I think a gift that really shows the grassroots support for this project since the inception. The Morganton Rotary Club recently provided a gift of $100,000 to support this project. I know we have many members of the club here today, so thank you so much for your commitment. As the old adage says, it takes a village, and we have one heck of a village here supporting this institution. So thank you again for being here today and sharing in this celebration and for making NCSSM Morganton possible. Thank you so much. And I would like to now introduce the chair of the NCSSM Board of Trustees, Tom Looney. Thank you.
Wow, what an afternoon, a beautiful day, and just an incredible crowd. We couldn't have imagined the number of folks that attended today, and I just heard we actually we turned people away. So We really appreciate your participation today. But when I walked in here, I got a little nervous. You know, Kevin's a jokester. And I actually started my career selling typewriters for IBM. And when I saw this typewriter up there, I said, Kevin's up to something. And you're probably wondering, how can a guy that sold typewriters still be alive today? So I'll just share that with you. But on behalf of our Board of Trustees, I want to thank the Morganton community for your enthusiastic and passionate support for this new Morganton campus. I believe success in education comes when the entire community, business, industry, and community leaders engage and are not mere partners, but take ownership of education. And let me tell you, the folks here in Morganton own this campus, and you are role models for the rest of our state. I want to recognize Western Piedmont Community College. They were mentioned earlier. They were true partners. They were the first door that was open when we came to this campus to support us, and I'm a big believer in the community college system. This land is going to be fertile land to really change people's lives between your community college system here in Morganton as well as the School of Math and Science. Now, everyone who's contributed in this community, your efforts go far beyond Western North Carolina. NCSSM touches every single corner of this state. We do it through our residential program here, we do it through our online programs here, and we do it through our interactive video conferencing centers, of which we have 4 in Durham. And we also provide summer programs to inspire middle schoolers in STEM. And again, from a guy that started in typewriters to AI today, technology is only going to move faster. And this place, and NCSSM, is the epicenter and a crown jewel for our state right here in North Carolina. And it's about being creative. We have summer programs today we launched 3 years ago, and today we're in 52 counties with those summer programs, inspiring students at, Mr. Lieutenant Governor, basically no expense to the state. You can deliver education, you just got to do it creatively. Bottom line, education equals economic development, which means we're going to change people's lives like we never have before here in Western North Carolina. Now, our next speaker has been an avid supporter of NCSSM. You heard of him. He always is there to take a call. He's there to provide support and advice. And I'll tell you, this guy talks the talk but walks the walk. He's been on our campus at least 3 times since he became in office. He understands the power of collaboration, strong relationships between our community leaders, our business, and our education. As chairman of the Special Committee on Computer Science at the State Board of Education, he is now focused on integrating computer science throughout K through 12. Today, I think we've got over 20,000 open IT jobs in our state. We have got to inspire students at earlier ages, and we have to do it in every corner of the state. This will provide every student with a brighter future and position North Carolina for accelerated economic expansion. Mr. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for your support, and we welcome you here today to our new campus. Thank you for your commitment to education.
Thank you, Chairman Looney. It's nobody ever really wants to follow Tom Looney in a meeting because he's always that passionate about any topic, whatever it happens to be, but especially about the School of Science and Math. I also want to say thank you to Chancellor Roberts for inviting us, President Roper as well. It's just an honor to be here. My wife Alice is here with me. She was actually born here, so she told me to tell you welcome home. It's a great place to be. There could not be a more beautiful place in North Carolina to place this campus. Tom Looney would let you know that there is probably not a day that goes by. Very rarely is there a day that goes by where I am not talking about the School of Science and Math in North Carolina. As a champion and a fan of excellent education in our state, you just don't have to look very far to see the unbelievable things that these students who graduate from the School of Science and Math are doing, not just in our communities, but around the world. There are a lot of people that want to point fingers at the things that aren't going well in education. But I would ask each of you, if you have not been to the Durham campus, to show up, to get a tour, to walk up and down the halls, and to see the work that the students are doing at the School of Science and Math. It will absolutely blow your mind. The work that's being done there is at a level that I believe it goes beyond what you see in many of our, no offense, President Roper, but beyond what we see at many of our universities. And it's preparing these students for life, to be entrepreneurs, to be business owners, to be executives, to be scientists, to be mathematicians. These are the people that are already changing the world, but they're going to continue to change the world with a campus like this one that's going to go up behind us. It's really pretty inspiring, I believe, for the state of North Carolina to have a vision for a second campus like this. We always say we want to provide opportunities for our best and brightest students across our state to be able to reach their full potential. And not only do they come here as the best and brightest students on these campuses, residential campuses to live, they come here as the best and brightest, and then they're challenged to push themselves like they have never pushed themselves before. They find themselves on a campus with a group of students, maybe 300 strong, that are just as bright as they are and just as smart as they are, and challenge them to be even brighter and better. And I just could not be more proud of this school and more proud of these students for the work that they put out and the way that they impact our communities. And I couldn't be more proud of the state of North Carolina for investing in this campus in Western North Carolina, because as you said, Chairman Looney, this is a game changer for this community. It's a game changer for this part of the state, but it's a game changer for our students as well. So not only do we have 300 plus students in Durham, we're going to have more residential campus here. We have 150 or so online students, right, Chancellor, that are taking classes online while they're taking their classes at their home schools as well. And it's really impressive to watch the dedication that these students have to be able to do that in this online world. One of the things the state of North Carolina invested in that a lot of people don't know about, as the chair of the Digital Learning Committee at the State Board of Education, we put a lot of work into making sure that every single classroom in North Carolina was connected to high-speed broadband. So we were the first state in the country to do that. Now we're the first state in the country to do this. We are a leader across this country in so many ways of putting out really super bright, talented people. And these people are going to just set the world on fire. So, Chancellor, thank you very much for all your efforts here. Kevin, thank you. Chairman Looney, for all your passion that goes into this. And President Roper, thank you as well for the investment that you're making here, and especially to our legislators that are here that put forth the money to make this happen to begin with in the bond package. And we are looking forward to very bright days from the School of Science and Math in Western North Carolina. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor Forrest. And, you know, one of the challenges of having an architect as your lieutenant governor, he came out here to visit last summer, and I had to chase him off the site because he wanted to look at every part of this campus. There's a lot to look at, and it's going to be an expansive 211,000 square feet that come out of the ground in just a few short years here. So get excited. We have two speakers who will come forward next who you heard Chancellor Roberts make reference to earlier. They are two of the incredible champions of this region. When I started in this role back at the end of 2016, they were two of the first people I met, and I could immediately tell that they were passionate not just about this school that was coming, but about the economic development it would bring with it and the opportunity it would bring for the students and the community members across this region. So we're first going to hear from Representative Hugh Blackwell, and then he will be followed by Senator Warren Daniels. So please, Representative Blackwell, come forward.
It's a beautiful day. It's a great day, and we're delighted. I am especially delighted that we have this occasion to join here together. My role on the program was supposed to be introducing the Speaker of the House, Tim Moore. He represents Cleveland County, our neighbor just to the south. And without Tim, this school, I don't think, would be happening. But he got involved in a little thing called budget negotiations, which the House and the Senate need to conclude next week, if at all possible. So we found out just recently he wasn't going to be able to make it. So I bring you greetings from the Speaker. He asked me to assure you that the House and the members of the House remain committed to this project on an ongoing basis. The House, for example, in following up on that commitment, fully funded the request from the School of Science and Math for over $5 million to help with expenses as we begin to build up the staff and acquire equipment and get ready so that we can open the doors fully prepared for students in the fall of 2021. I also would like to pause for a moment and recognize that we wouldn't be here without support from the House when this got approved. And I have seen a number of my colleagues from the House, including some former colleagues who are here, who I think without exception were supporters of this. Would you all mind standing if you are in the House now or were in the House? Be happy for you all to be recognized. Thank you. I'll say to you, one of the things I was going to say about Tim, had he been able to make it, I remember the day when a number of us, including a good number of business representatives from this part of the state, met in his conference room in Raleigh to discuss trying to get his support for this project. And at the end of the meeting, Tim stood up and said, "I'm sold, let's go for it." And since then, he's been on board, and things have been somewhat smooth sailing, I would say, although I think Senator Heiss, who Senator Daniel may mention, and Senator Daniel, they did a great job in also getting this as a part of the Connect NC bond issue, without which we wouldn't be here at this date. We might still be waiting for the money to actually build the campus. So there are a number of people that are deserving of thanks. We here in Burke County are excited that we were chosen to be the location for this second campus. We like to think that we couldn't have picked a prettier site, but we also think that this is an area that can demonstrate that a school of science and math, of technology and engineering, can thrive in a region in western North Carolina that may not necessarily be known widely for those subjects, but which is ready to grow and to innovate and to be a source of education for our brightest students who want to go into careers in that area. And so there's a lot of reason to be excited for our area of the state as this project comes to fruition. Mention has been made of the community college and NCSD. We've got two other fine educational institutions adjacent to us with which we can partner. And that's going to be a big asset to us. It was interesting, as we were waiting to start the program today, I was talking briefly with President Michael Helmick from Western Piedmont, who said to me that already there was a new partnership developing between Western Piedmont and Catawba Valley Community College in Hickory, because they wanted to work together in working with and partnering with this institution as it opens. Just one instance of many that we're confident are going to lie ahead. I'm confident that the state's investment in this campus is going to pay off in a big way. It's going to say to people from well outside North Carolina that this is a place to come for innovation, for invention, to invest, to find employees, and we're going to train students for this area that will have the skills that are needed for those high-tech jobs. When we first began talking about this campus and trying to convince our colleagues in Raleigh that this was a good idea, one of the things that we learned was, and I think I'm correct on this, but Chancellor, don't correct me publicly if I'm wrong. One of the things that we learned in the applications that we looked at, that while the School of Science and Math located in Durham takes students from across the entire state, the applicant pool is predominantly from about 8 counties around the Durham area. And that's fine, but I think it's reason to be optimistic that this campus is going to prove to be highly attractive to our brightest students from Western North Carolina who maybe at 16 and 17 are not as excited about going 3 hours or 5 hours, Joe Sam, east to Durham, but we hope will be excited about driving an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours to come to this beautiful campus. So welcome to Morganton. I'm excited to be a part of this, and we're glad that you're all here to join in the celebration.
Good afternoon. It's really an honor to be asked to be on the stage here with so many great folks that have worked on this project, Lieutenant Governor Forrest, Representative Blackwell, my colleagues in the Senate, and if I could have them stand, Senator Edwards from Asheville, Hendersonville area, and Senator Woodard came all the way from Durham, Alexander from Shelby, so just thank you for coming and supporting this project. I was actually excited to see members come because I know it's a long way out here, and but this is an asset that's going to belong to all the people of North Carolina, all the people of Western North Carolina, and so those of us who live here are really excited about that. As I was sitting there talking to Representative Blackwell and realizing when he got up here to speak, he's a tough act to follow, and we were sitting there and he heard a word that the Chancellor used, I think it was bucolic, and he said, "Is bucolic a good thing?" And I said, "I don't know, you're the Harvard Law grad, so." So we're not quite sure, but hopefully that was a good word. But I'm reminded, sometimes in Raleigh you pick up little tidbits of wisdom from older or, members who have been there longer than you. And I remember a retired member of the Senate once told me, you can get most of what you want most of the time in Raleigh just by talking to people. And I never thought that adage would apply to a project like this, because I know it was started in the works even before I got in the legislature. I know that Senator Jacquemin worked on this project with Representative Blackwell, and then we just kind of picked up the torch and kept plugging after I was elected. And so the bond was obviously the key piece of this whole puzzle, but it wouldn't have happened without the help and support of so many of you who did what my colleague said, is talk to people. You talked to people in Raleigh, you wrote letters, you made phone calls, you made trips. The Colletts came down, we met with business leaders and sold this project to not only just people from Burke County, but from all over this region, and convinced them of how important it was going to be and what Pat Mitchell would call a transformative project for Western North Carolina. So I'm just really thrilled to be here, and it's kind of a sentimental day to me because this campus has been a part of my life for so long, and most of you probably don't know, but I've lived most of my life a mile from this campus, and started out, my mom used to bring me here to the little playground that may be destroyed now, but it was here a month ago. I haven't looked to see. Later on, my wife and I had our first date here when they used to do the fireworks just over the hill. We, had our first time sitting on a quilt and watching the 4th of July fireworks as our first date back in 1990, and now we've been married 26 years. Spent, a lot of Sunday mornings and Saturday mornings jogging from our house. It was exactly 1 mile from my house to the edge of the campus, and if I wanted to stretch a 2-mile run into 3, I would just come around the circle here and go a little farther. So this is just kind of a sentimental day for me, and to see a school that we thought might become defunct, in the school for the deaf, now is going to be given not only its own life, but a new life with a sister school that's going to be right next door, and all the great things that might be possible between those two schools to collaborate. So I was supposed to introduce the Deputy Pro Tem of the Senate today, my colleague, Senator Ralph Heiss. Senator Heiss is a graduate of NCSSM, and unfortunately his mother her health has taken a turn for the worse, and so he wasn't able to be here. But I wanted to just share a couple thoughts, because I texted him and said, Ralph, I know you can't be here, but what would you have liked to have said to the people today? And so he said, I'm really going to miss being there. I was just going to speak about the unique opportunity to develop and design a residential school and its curriculum from the ground up, as well as providing incredible opportunities for students outside of the digital and urban environment and a real partnership opportunity with industry. So I think that pretty well sums up what this school is going to mean to our community. And I'm looking forward to see all that Chancellor Roberts and his fine staff can do with this campus and with its new students, and for all the opportunities that it will provide, not only for students in Western North Carolina, but also for students from Murphy to Manio. So thank you, Chancellor Roberts. Thank you, everyone, and it's an honor to be here today.
Thank you, Senator Daniel, and you know you're welcome to visit us anytime, but don't spend too much time looking for that playground. We'll now transition to a young man who's far brighter than me and a wonderful example of the alumni that are produced by the School of Science and Mathematics. Belton Moore is a graduate of the School of Science and Math from Red Springs, North Carolina. He graduated in 2016. He's now a Park Scholar at NC State University, and he is doing phenomenal work there. And rather than rest and relax all summer, he's here with us today on account of his being involved in an internship with the Office of the Governor and the Hometown Strong Initiative. So we are honored to have Belton here with us and have asked him to come forward to introduce our next speaker.
Wow, it's good to be back among my science and math family on this very special day. As a graduate of the class of 2016, I know the impact that a special and innovative governor can have on our state. NCSSM is the product of Governor Jim Hunt's vision, and the school has transformed the lives of North Carolinians for nearly 40 years. My life personally changed when I was accepted to NCSSM as a student from the small Lumbee Indian community of Prospect, right outside of Red Springs in Robeson County. The son of a farmer and a teacher, my NCSSM education helped me secure admission to NC State as a Park Scholar. Now, my journey has come full circle as I have the privilege of interning in the office of another visionary and innovative governor, Governor Roy Cooper, where I work on his Hometown Strong initiative. Hometown Strong brings together the governor's cabinet agencies to support rural areas like Burke County and transformative projects like the opening of a new science and math campus here in Morganton. It's my honor to introduce Mary Penny Kelley, who brings greetings on behalf of Governor Cooper. Ms. Kelley has served, Ms. Kelley has served as a special advisor for Governor Cooper's Hometown Strong initiative since December of 2017. An attorney by trade, she began her career as Assistant Attorney General within the North Carolina Department of Justice. Ms. Kelley went on to serve in various posts at the North Carolina Department of Environment and Natural Resources, including General Counsel, Assistant Secretary, and Chief Deputy Secretary. She also worked as an attorney in private practice in the small town of Spring Hope in Nash County, where the governor is also from, helping her clients navigate their way through state permits and compliance issues. Ms. Kelley's career in public service has been guided by passion for ensuring that state government works well for the people that it serves. She's led initiatives for modernizing public and private partnerships, streamlined grant processes, and push for modernizing technology and agencies for better customer service. In her current role with Hometown Strong, Ms. Kelley works to better connect the state government with rural communities, including Morganton and Burke County, where we are today, to address their critical priorities. Please welcome Mary Penny Kelley.
Thank you, Belton. Those were a very wonderful introduction, and I'm just so happy to be able to work with you every day. I think this really demonstrates how great the School of Science and Math is at turning out new leaders, and Belton is one who's not only spoken here, but in several places and worked with the governor directly and made some really impacts on rural areas and the way we approach economic development in rural areas. So thank you, Belton. I also want to thank the School of Science and Math for hosting us here. We're working on this project with you, Chancellor Roberts and Kevin Baxter, and it's just a beautiful day to be out of Raleigh and in our rural areas, so thank you very much. And I bring to you greetings from Governor Roy Cooper, also a product of rural North Carolina. He would say it's so good to see so many of you here supporting the School of Science and Math because it is also near and dear to his heart, and I'm glad to see so many leaders having the same thoughts, so thank you all for being out here today. I also wanted to recognize Jeff Coltrane, the governor's education advisor here on the front row. Jeff, give a wave here. Please feel free to approach Jeff about educational issues. He works on them every day, constantly. He knows how to handle complaints as well as compliments, so please pass on those remarks to him. He comes to the governor's office from the School of Science and Math, so he has a great connection and believes in the mission y'all are accomplishing today. Just as the School of Science and Math inspires all of us today with its groundbreaking on a new future, it inspired the governor as he shaped his vision for how his administration would approach rural communities. He cares about rural issues because he comes from a rural community himself. He grew up and raised his family in Nash County in a rural community. His mother was a public school teacher and instilled in him a deep commitment to education. And then he practiced law and built a business in Nash County for over 18 years before taking up public service. From his personal experience, he understands the challenges rural communities face and what it means to make them special and stay special as circumstances around them change. It means good infrastructure. It means good paying jobs. It means good schools. So when he took office, he tasked his cabinet with strengthening rural communities and giving them a voice in state government. He tasked us with going out into the field. Secretary Susie Hamilton of the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources championed the idea of creating a targeted action team to listen to local leaders and utilizing existing programs from across state government to support the local priorities. That became Hometown Strong. The governor set Hometown Strong to fulfill his mission, which is that the people of the state should be healthier, better educated, with more money in their pockets to live lives of purpose and abundance. Wherever we go and whoever we talk with in rural communities, we hear about the importance of education and creating a place where young people can learn and build a life. When we looked at counties to visit, the governor noted the transformational example of the School of Science and Math. He noted that it would reinvigorate the historic buildings that are on this campus, that it would construct new school buildings that could inspire for the future, and it would create a gathering place for the community. More importantly, it will attract the best and brightest from across the state and train the next generation of leaders. It is a model for how the rest of the 800-acre campus of publicly owned land could become an attraction for the region. Imagine a greenway along Hunting Creek that will attract people to recreate in downtown Morganton, a mixed-use residential and retail center to provide housing for teachers and families alongside artisan crafts and shops, and even a discovery center to educate and entertain visitors from all over. The vision of the future is part of Hometown Strong. This vision has been made real today by the first steps taken by the School of Science and Math to build their new school here in Morganton. We are so proud to be supporting the School of Science and Math and working with so many other partners, including Burke County, Burke Development, Inc., Western Piedmont Community College, and the City of Morganton to support this new campus. On behalf of the governor, thank you all for being here today and breaking ground with the School of Science and Math to build something together.
Thank you so much, Mary Penny Kelley. We're zipping right through. We're about a quarter of the way through the program. Everybody comfortable? Just checking. It's my pleasure to now introduce a representative of one of our UNC system constituent institutions. This is a neat thing for NCSSM Morganton in that our school in Durham for nearly 40 years has had tremendous partnerships emerge with many institutions, in particular the University of North Carolina, UNC Chapel Hill, NC State University, and North Carolina Central University. And so we are excited in this part of the state to already have enthusiastic interest from Appalachian State University, UNC Charlotte, Western Carolina University, and UNC Asheville. We're privileged today to have Chancellor Cable of UNC Asheville join us on behalf of the UNC system and the chancellors across the system to bring greetings and to introduce our next speaker. Chancellor Cable.
Chancellor Roberts, what a day. I bring congratulations and good wishes from all 16 of your Chancellor colleagues across the system. We are so proud of what you and your team have accomplished, And in our case, and those of us in Western North Carolina, we cannot wait to deepen that partnership with you. Congratulations. You know, the root Latin word of education is the word educatas. It means to lead forward. And today is a day for us to see that manifest in the citizens, the great legislature with whom we work, the educators, the Rotarians, the civic leaders in this entire region. This is what education is about. And what we will see come forward in this place, and with the minds and hearts that will end up coming through this place as the key part of their education, is exactly what those of us who love higher education and love K through 12 education for all persons strive to do in every way. North Carolina's investment in the School of Science and Math at Morganton reflects our continued statewide partnership to advance quality education in and across this state. We've had an abiding commitment to have good education in comprehensive ways, including in science and math, for decades. In many ways, from Cullowhee to Manteo, but in ways that affect the global conversations about education and the lives of young people. Today's ceremony honors the fact that the UNC system and the legislators with whom we work continues to move forward, to lead forward, and that the innovation and leadership remains robust and vested in the highest quality of leaders like my colleague, Chancellor Todd Roberts. Cutting-edge research will happen here, research that will lead to better economic growth, not just for this state, but for the region. Intellectual property, new ideas, innovations, even artificial intelligence will transform lives here and will make an impact far beyond the classrooms that these students sit in and work in. It is now my great honor, as one of the chancellors in the system, to introduce Dr. Bill Roper. Dr. Roper is interim president of the UNC system. He has served for many years as dean of the School of Medicine and the UNC Health System, including being vice chancellor for medical affairs at Chapel Hill, a position he had since 2004. Dr. Roper has dedicated his entire lifetime to medicine, to health and well-being, and to advocacy for health for all. He has been the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. He's served twice as a senior leader in the White House. He was an administrator with great vision and acumen in the Healthcare Financing Administration. He was named to Modern Healthcare's 100 most influential people in healthcare in 2017. And last year, our Governor, Roy Cooper, presented him with the North Carolina Award for Public Service, the state's highest civilian honor. Bill received his doctorate in medicine from the University of Alabama School of Medicine and his master in public health from the University of Alabama at Birmingham School of Public Health. He completed his residency of pediatrics at the University of Colorado Medical Center. What he has brought to our higher education system, to the medical center, and to UNC Health is a humanitarian spirit, a wise mind, and an intellect that's so sharp, every one of us benefits from the decisions he makes every single day. Dr. Bill Roper.
Thank you, Nancy. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Forrest, Ms. Forrest, members of the House and the Senate, elected officials, leaders in this community and our state, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be with you today. As you heard, I'm from Alabama, and I was thinking as I came into Morganton and saw this campus, I feel like I'm home. The place I grew up in, North Central Alabama, looks just like this. The same terrain, the same vegetation, the same kind of community as the one that I grew up in. And I salute the good people that have made this place so important for so many decades. And good things are underway now as well. I've been privileged for the last 5.5 months, but who's counting, to be involved in the leadership of the UNC system, which is, I say every time, 16 universities and a public STEM high school. There are a lot of people to be thanking today, but I want you to join with me, please, in thanking this gentleman right here, Todd Roberts. Todd, stand up. His leadership and vision and can-do spirit is much involved in getting us here today. This NCSSM is a very special institution. It was the first public residential STEM high school in America, and for more than 4 decades it's been preparing academically talented students to be state, national, and global leaders in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Students from every county in our state. It's advancing our agenda to train more people in STEM, and roughly 65% of the graduates of NCSSM proceed to get undergraduate degrees in the STEM discipline. So they drive our state and our nation's economy. They help us create opportunity not just for themselves, but for all North Carolinians. And this region is now a very important part of our story. Thank you for those of you who played such an important role in bringing this institution here. The Unifor area is the largest MSA in North Carolina, not yet served by the university, and today we're correcting that with help from all of you, and we're grateful for that. For generations, thank you. For generations, this majestic setting on this hilltop has been a locus of public investment in education and healthcare that has transformed lives in Western North Carolina and throughout the state. And today, this institution, NCSSM, will be adding to that rich history of this site. Academically talented students in Western North Carolina, and indeed from around the state, will come here. Those from other parts of our state will have the opportunity to broaden their horizons by choosing the Morganton campus and develop bonds here. And we look forward to the partnerships that have already been mentioned, especially with Western Piedmont Community College, the North Carolina School for the Deaf, and Broughton Hospital. This will further establish Morganton's reputation as an intellectual and cultural center. Finally, I would just say that all that is going to happen is not just in classrooms and laboratories. Partnerships with other local schools will ensure that the best teaching practices are shared. Collaboration with local industries will provide students with essential learning opportunities. And collaboration with the Department of Commerce and other parts of the state government will help ensure that this new campus will contribute to the region's growing significance as a destination for commerce and tourism. Finally, let me say the UNC system is driven by the understanding that learning enriches lives. It creates the next generation of leaders. It strengthens the economy. It paves the way to tomorrow. And as we break ground on this historic site, we're building a more prosperous and rewarding future. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, President Roper. We appreciate your participation in today's event and traveling out from Chapel Hill today. We're now going to have a special announcement. We're going to call upon a member of our institutional family who has worn a great many hats. Elisa McDonald has been a parent of 2 graduates of the School of Science and Mathematics. She served on our foundation board. She is currently serving on our board of trustees, and she chairs our institutional advancement committee on our board of trustees. So she's practically done everything you could do short of taking Todd's job from him. So we appreciate Elisa's continuing support of the institution and her being here today to make a special announcement.
Thank you, Kevin, and good afternoon. We should just take one brief second to pause and to enjoy and take in this beautiful campus. and recognize that this is a significant part of history in the state of North Carolina. Personally, I am greatly honored to be here as a member of the Board of Trustees, and as Kevin said, chairperson of the Institutional Advancement Committee, but last but not least, the parent of 2 NCSSM graduates. NCSSM has a very long and impressive history of serving our state. And we're extremely excited that we're here today to celebrate the expansion to a second campus in Morganton, North Carolina. This day is a reality because of the tireless advocacy of a group of passionate leaders who saw the strategic growth potential for our institution and our state. These key business and community leaders championed the opportunity to expand the growing intellectual capital and the economic mobility in Western North Carolina. We're happy to see so many partners here with us today. They continue to support our great institution through partnerships and contributions that will surely enrich our curriculum and, most importantly, open the doors for superior education that many more amazing and deserving students can experience. It is now my honor and humble privilege to welcome to the podium 2 of our partners. They will share with us a very special announcement. Representing the leadership team and the board of directors of the Carolinas Healthcare System Blue Ridge, please join me in welcoming Mr. Mike Bridges, chairman of the board, and Ms. Kathy Bailey, chief executive officer.
Thank you. You know, listening to the speakers today and talking to many of the graduates and my own son prior to this, one thing stands out, and that's the excitement that everyone has for this new effort on the part of the school and the state. I think you can see by the turnout how exciting, and with the participation that we have, and how eager we are to get this groundbreaking going and get this project underway. It's a pleasure for Ms. Bailey and myself to participate in this event, the groundbreaking for the Western North Carolina campus of the School of Science and Math. As a parent and an in-law of 2 NCSSM grads, I have witnessed the positive impact of the school on the youth of the state and the significant contributions of its graduates. Carolina's Healthcare System Blue Ridge recognizes that the School of Science and Math will enhance the economic development for the area, which is vital to improving the health and well-being of the Burke County residents. We're not only excited for the healthcare community, but we're also for the educational community as well. The science, technology, engineering, and math programs, STEM, will be an asset to our current programs that we already have going in Burke County. This investment will prepare future generators to be innovators as they choose their careers, and will lead, hopefully, some graduates right back here to Burke County, maybe even into our own healthcare system. Healthcare is changing. How services are provided and where they are provided are rapidly evolving. Carolina's Healthcare System Blue Ridge is committed to improving the health outside of the traditional hospital walls and see this donation as support to the future prosperity and success of the region. At this time, I would like Chancellor Roberts and the School of Science and Math leadership team to join Ms. Bailey and myself at the podium. I'm still going to have to talk it back. Chancellor Roberts, on behalf of the Blue Ridge Healthcare Board of Directors, the management team, the medical staff, the employees, and indeed the residents and patients that we serve, we would like to make this donation of $5 million to the Western North Carolina campus of the North Carolina School of Science and Math. It's a good deal. How do you want it, John?
Thank you.
What do you do with something like this? Wow. Wow, that's not something that happens every day. I can tell you that. That's just a tremendous support. I again want to thank everybody for being here today and for your ongoing support and investment in our Morganton campus. The NCSSM founders envisioned the NCSSM experience as one of many different opportunities. And our expansion into online and now to Morganton and Western North Carolina underscores that there are truly no boundaries placed on our educational mission and impact. Our institution is not fixed in a particular time or place, but increasingly transcends generations and locations. This new campus will give even more students the opportunity to discover their interests and talents and prepare to lead, serve, and tackle the challenges faced by our state, our nation, and our world. More students, faculty, staff, and friends will experience the transformative effect of NCSSM and will in turn share their unique gifts with our school, this state, and beyond. And this would not be possible without the support of everyone here today. We have much more critical work ahead of us in constructing the campus, securing the necessary operating funding for the school over the next 2 biennium budgets, hiring and onboarding new personnel beginning this fall. We'll have 100 people here working in Morganton on this campus once we're fully operational in 22-23. We'll begin to recruit and select the first class of students in 2020, 2021, and welcome the first class of NCSSM Morganton to the campus in August of 21. We would not be here today on this momentous occasion without the vision, leadership, and tremendous support of everyone here today and so many others. And I, again, in particular, would like to give a huge, huge thank you to CHS Blue Ridge. To my Kathy Bailey, Mike Bridges, their board of directors, John Mercer, Robert Fritz, all of them for their bold and visionary support for this community and for helping us realize our goal of opening a world-class campus in just 2 short years. So again, thank you all for being here today and your continued support. It is just such, again, for 5 years now, I've had the opportunity to be a part of this community and enjoy this support, and it's just absolutely tremendous. And what CHS Blue Ridge did here today is just kind of an exclamation point on the commitment of this community to itself and to this institution. So thank you so very much. We look forward to a long, long relationship in the years to come. And at this time, I'd like to welcome back Kevin Baxter to close out the program. Thank you so much.
All right, we made it, folks. Now all we got to do is build it. But, that's coming soon. We're going to ask as we conclude the program, our platform party to please follow Miss Dana Schilling-Law out the side of the tent here so they can hustle out there to get their shovel picture, and then we can open up the photo station for the rest of the friends and family of the institution here. So y'all please get on up. Chancellor Roberts, if you'll lead our group from the platform over this way towards Dana, that would be great. And while they are exiting stage right, I want to acknowledge 3 quick things, and then you'll all be able to acknowledge them and step out stage right yourselves. First of all, I had a little bit of a panic attack yesterday at about 12:30 in the afternoon. I said, oh my Lord, there's about 600 people coming all of a sudden. And I called my friend Superintendent Putnam and said, I know you're not working right now. It was 12:30. I know you're not working right now, but can you help me out? He said, I am. I'm at my office. What do you need? I said, I need buses, and I need drivers, and I need them desperately. And he said, we got you, bud. Don't worry about it, and clicked off the phone. Just like that, Larry Putnam, as the superintendent, was able to get a few buses here. And that's not maybe the hugest thing in the world, but it's indicative and symbolically important for the relationship that this school continues to have with this community. I can't thank them and our other partners enough for your ongoing support, for being champions for this. And this wonderful woman to my right, Adia, has been tirelessly working during these proceedings, and we appreciate her. This is not her first rodeo with the School of Science and Math, and we sincerely value her role and her partnership as a representative of the North Carolina School for the Deaf in today's program. And then finally, I would say that it was honestly very surprising to me in a very positive way that we had individuals come from 9 states across the U.S. to be here today. Some alumni, some investors, some partners. We have our friends from Leviton who came down from New York. We had alumni come out from Michigan. We had folks coming from all over, as well as from the coast to the mountains of this great state. So thank you for making the time in your busy lives to join us to celebrate this momentous occasion. What will happen next is we end the program. You see these folks? This will probably only take them an hour and a half to get organized out here, okay? Not bad for government work. So what you're going to do, if you are so inclined, you all can have your pictures taken out there as well. We have facilitated selfie stations supported by your School of Science and Math friends to help you get a shovel pick if you'd like. We will open up all 3 Jawara dig sites out there just as soon as our party moves forward. And if you do not want that, or your schedule is such that you need to get on a bus and leave, don't worry, they're waiting for you. When you're done with the pictures, you can head out the gate just behind you. We'll have a booklet there for you about the project to take home and help you have a safe trip back to the community college and on to your destination from there. Thank you so very much for your support.